Okay. Well, what if the two bases are not the same, such as um, 7x equals to 12? Well, we can't make 12 7 to some power. Well, what do we do there? Well, we can say that um, we can use the property if f(x) equal to y, then we could apply natural log x. We could apply natural log to both sides, like this. Well, what is natural log? Natural log is nothing more than log x base e, where e is a number, basically 2 is a number rounded off 2.7. It's actually irrational, but e is actually a number. I like to round it off to just 2.7. Most people round it off to 2.72, but to me 2.7 just seems simpler to use. Okay, so here we have a problem. We can't use this property of exponents because we can't get the bases to be the same. So we can't get the bases to be the same and just set the exponent. Okay, all right, good. Okay, did I lose you there for a minute? Anderson. Could you hear me the whole time, or did I lose you there for a little bit? Okay, so all right, we're back to the board. So we've got this problem where we have 7x, 7 to the x power equals to 12. The bases are not the same, and we cannot get 12 to be 7 to some power. So what we have to do here is we have to apply, we can either apply log or natural log. I like to apply natural log because if you've got a base e, then you're already can use natural log. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply natural log to both sides. And once we do that, we can bring the x down from an exponent down to a product, because we can't solve for x as long as it's up there as an exponent. So that becomes x natural log 7 equals to natural log 12. And let me see if any of these require it to be in exact form. No, it doesn't. Okay, so since none of these are required to be in exact form, then what we can do at this point is I like to go ahead and find what natural log 12 is. Well, natural log is right here, ln. So we hit ln 12, close the parentheses, and hit enter, and we get 2.4849, and it goes on. So we write that down, 2.4849 dot dot dot, and it keeps going. It's irrational. It keeps going. So now we have natural log 7 equals to 2.4849 and some change. Okay, now we just solve for x. So we divide by natural log 7 to both sides. Divide by natural log 7, divide by natural log 7. So on the calculator, we leave this number here. We don't take it off. We don't clear it. Because if this is rounded off too much too soon, you're going to get an inaccurate answer. So we just leave it. And we hit divided by, and you get answer divided by. So the answer is the last thing that you had on your calculator, your last answer, divided by natural log 7. So we hit natural log 7, close the parentheses, and hit enter. And we get x equals 1.276989. And the homework tends to round it off. I believe it's 4 decimal places. Okay, they rounded off to 3. So you go 1, 2, 3. You look at the next digit. So it's a 5 or greater, so we round up. So that means this will be x is approximately, and this squiggly looking equal sign means approximately equal to 1.277. And that's our answer. Okay. So if we were to substitute this answer back into our original equation, we should get 12. So we can do that by just putting in 7 and then 1.277. But if you put that, you're not going to get exactly 12. So you hit the exponent button and you hit second and answer, and it brings back your last answer, and you hit enter and you get 12, and so it checks. Okay, so that's a way to check your work. All right, any questions with that? All right, so everybody should have a TI-84 calculator on their cell phone. If you don't, then you need to get one. Okay, I'll allow it, but keep in mind, this is what it looks like as an app. Okay, you just go to your app store and just do a search on TI-84 calculator and put it on your cell phone, and then you can use that. You got a free, and it's free. Okay, so
It's called?
it's TI-84. It's just you just put in a search for TI-84 calculator on your cell phone. I mean, in your app store, and you'll find it. Okay, and it's free.
All right.
And it's really an awesome thing to use. Now I allow it, but keep in mind that you may have other math professors that won't allow you to have a cell phone. I mean, have a calculator on your cell phone for your test. So, and it's their prerogative. So you gotta see what they allow. All right, but I allow it, so it's okay. All right. So now, what if we had x natural log 7 equal to natural log 12? Let's go back to this. And let's say we were to divide natural log 7 to both sides. Now, a lot of the textbooks will tell you to do it this way, and that's fine, but you have to remember to close the parentheses on the numerator, because if you don't, it'll come out wrong. So that's why I like to tell people to calculate as you go along, and you won't make that mistake. Okay. All right. So let's try another one. Let's say we want to solve for 2 to the x power equals to 23. All right. So again, we cannot make 23 into 2 to some power. So we can't use the property of exponents and then set the exponents equal to each other. So we have to use the property of logarithms by applying natural log. Natural log. Now you can also use log. And the log on your calculator is base 10. Okay? But they don't say it. They just put log. So the answer comes out the same whether you use log or natural log. So I'm going to do log this time. Okay, so bring the x down after we apply log to both sides. So this is going to be x equals to, or x is x times log 2 equals to log 23. Okay, so this time I'll use my cell phone, all right, and use the TI-84 on here, okay, just to show you what it looks like. All right, so I just tap that, and this is what it looks like on the cell phone, okay. So you go here to log, and you put in 23. Okay, and it's a good idea to get in the habit of closing that parentheses. Okay, so we get 1.3617 basically, roughly, 1.3617, dot, dot, dot. Okay, keeps going. And on the left side, we still have x log 2. All right, so now we're going to isolate the x, so we've got to divide by log 2. Divide by log 2. Okay, and so we're going to hit divided by here, and we're going to hit log 2. Close the parentheses, and we get 4.53. We get x equals to 4.52356, dot, 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 it goes on. So we're going to round that to 3 decimal places. So we go 1, 2, 3. It's a 5. So we round up to 4.524. And that's our answer. Okay. Now, if you use natural log, okay, you're going to get a different answer here, but the answer comes out the same in the end, whether you use log or natural log. Okay. All right. Any questions there? All right. Let's try another one. Here we have, we want to solve for 3 to the 3x minus 3 power equals to 24. Okay. Now, whether you use log or natural log doesn't matter. I like to use natural log because that way, if you ever get an e here, then you can just cancel them out and just makes it easier. Okay, so we're going to apply, you can't get 24 to be 3 to some power, right? So we're going to apply natural log to both sides. So when we do that, we can bring this entire exponential expression down. All right, so we get 3x minus 3 in parentheses, natural log 3. Now we can go ahead and find what natural log 24 is, right? Okay, so we look at natural log 24, hit enter. We get 3.178 and some change. 3.178, dot, 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 and it goes on. Okay, so from here, you could distribute the natural log 3, but you don't have to because you can divide this directly, and it would save us a whole lot of time if we could do that. So we're going to divide natural log 3 right away to both sides. And these two go to 1, right? So we take what we have on our calculator here, and we divide that by natural log 3 and close parentheses. Excuse me. And we get 2.892 and so on. 2.89 and some change. 2.89 dot dot dot. And on the left side, we get 3x minus 3. Parentheses goes away. Now here, we just isolate the x. We have a negative 3, so we apply plus 3. Plus 3. Now you could just add that and get 5.89, but I like to go ahead and put in the calculator because then when you divide 3, you don't have to mess with anything. So we're going to put plus 3 here, 2.8927 and so on, and plus 3, and we get 5.892789 and so on. Okay, so we get here on the right side 5.89 dot dot dot, and on the left side we have 3x. So now we divide by 3. Divide by 3, and we put that in our calculator. Divide by 3, and we hit enter. And we get 1.96426 and so on. X equal to 1.96426, and it keeps going. So we want to round that to 3 decimal places. So we look at the next one is a 2, so that's less than 5. So we just keep it as 1.964, and that's our answer. Okay, questions with that? All righty. Okay, so let's say we have another problem where we have x's on both sides of the equal sign, like this. We have, we want to solve for 5 to the 3x power equals to 7x plus 1. Okay, well here, oops, and this is in parentheses. Oh, wait a minute, no, I'm wrong. Hold on. This is 7 to the x plus 1 power as an exponent. Okay, so again, we apply, whether it's log or natural log, it really doesn't matter. That way we can bring these two exponents down. All right, so we get here 3x, and actually you only need to bring the x down. You don't need to bring the 3 down because you can't solve when the x is up there as an exponent. You can with a 3. So we're just going to bring the x down. So this will be x natural log 5 to the 3rd power. Okay, and equals to, and then we're going to bring this whole expression in parentheses x plus 1 in parentheses natural log 7. Okay, so it's important that you have that in parentheses on the right side, and I'll explain that in a minute. Well, we can find what 5 to the 3rd power is. We can simplify that. That's 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125, right? So that'll be x equal to natural log of 125, because 5 to the 3rd power is 125. Okay, so here we can distribute natural log 7 to both terms. So this will be x natural log 7 plus 1 times natural log 7 is just natural log 7. So we can just get rid of that 1. Okay. So from here, we need to combine the x's. We got to get combined like terms. We got to get those x's together. So we have to apply a minus x natural log 7 minus x natural log 7 to both sides. So this is x. So this is going to be x natural log 125 minus x natural log 7 equals to natural log 7. Okay, well, we know that what we could do here is you can combine this and condense it into one term, or you can just, so what we got to do now is we've got to factor out the common factor. Well, x is the common factor here. So we factor out the x because x is a common factor. And so that leaves us factor x out of natural log 125, and that leaves us with natural log 125. Factor out x from natural log 7, and that's minus natural log 7 in parentheses equals to natural log 7. All right, any questions there? All right, now here you could do a couple of things. You could either combine it, condense it into one term, or you can just leave it. But if you're going to leave it, you have to use parentheses. All right, so let's figure out what natural log 7 is in numerical as a number. All right, so natural log 7, close that parentheses, we get 1.9459 and it goes on. So we get we say 1.945 9 dot dot dot. It keeps going. So the left, we're just going to leave it, so because students tend to be able to do it this way. So we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so now we divide by this entire expression that's in parentheses. Natural log natural log 125 minus natural log 7. Divide natural log 125 minus natural log 7. Okay, now go ahead and try that, and we'll see how you do. Hello. Hello. All right, let's see how you did. So you got to make sure that you use parentheses here when you do this. All right, so this will be, so you've got 1.945 divided by, and in parentheses, natural log 125 minus natural log, you got to close the parentheses. Close the parentheses, minus natural log 7. So that's why you always want to get in the habit of closing the parentheses, because if you don't close the parentheses here, then it's going to include the second half as part of this natural log. and you hit enter, and you get 0.675. So your answer here, x, is approximately equal to 0.675, and that's our answer. Okay, any questions with that? All right.
You can do it on a calculator again.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go back to here. Okay. So we put in natural log. So I'm going to clear. And actually, so we put in. So I'm starting back here before you divide. Okay. So natural log 7. So you can put in natural log 7, close the parentheses. All right, we get this. All right, hit enter. We get 1.9459 and it goes on, right? And that's what this is here. Okay. So now you have to take, because we factored the common factor x out, right? We have natural log 125 minus natural log 7 in parentheses. Well, we divide that whole expression in parentheses as one thing. So you have to use parentheses, all right? So we're going to hit divided by open parentheses, and we're going to put in natural log 125, okay? So we hit here natural, so we got open parentheses, natural log 125. But you got to close the parentheses here, okay? If you open the parentheses in natural log, you got to close it, okay? Minus, and then natural log 7, again, since you open the parentheses here, you got to close it here. And then you hit close parentheses again, because if you open parentheses, for each parentheses that you open, you got to close it there, okay? And you hit enter and you get 0.675 for an answer. So did that work out for you?
Hold on, I'm still doing it right now.
Okay. Now there's another way to do this.
Yeah, I got it.
Good. Now the other way to do this and is after you factor out x, natural log 125 minus natural log 7, is to combine this all into one. Since you're subtracting, this will be x times natural log 125 over 7. Okay, because you're subtracting, so you're condensing this into one term, equals to natural log 7. And then you find what natural log 7 is. Natural log 7, we said we got 1.459 equals to x natural log 125 over 7. And then divide this to both sides as a single term. Now that's the other way to do it. But the way I showed you the first time, that's the way students tend to be more, they tend to be more receptive to that way. So here you would divide the natural log and then parentheses 125, divide by 7, close it. You get the same answer. Okay, you get the same answer. It's just, this is simpler to calculate on the calculator, but if you're not real familiar with condensing into a single term, students tend to kind of have some trouble with that. Okay, and that's our